to be brought. What do you mean by compatibility?
There are many aspects of compatibility. It's also very, very important to the man I will get married to. Because many youths out there don't really seek God's face in this aspect of marriage to know this is the person, this is the will of God. Because marriage is not just two people mixing together, but it is a purpose. It's for a purpose. Marriage is for a purpose. So if two people cannot come together to accomplish one purpose, then if people have diverse purposes, it cannot work out.
Wow, two people meeting together. It's not just about coming together for marriage, but there is a purpose. So that compatibility has to do with God's purpose for both of you. I think that's one of the mistakes a lot of young people, they do make when choosing a life partner. They don't put on the table their purposes or their vision or their dreams, such that there is compatibility in God's purpose for your life and for the life of your partner. You see, God told Abraham that I will make you a father of many nations, and told Sarah, you are a mother of many nations. Out of you kings will come. So you see, there was that compatibility of purpose, compatibility of assignment, compatibility of vision. God told Abraham, I will make for you a suitable helper. So there can be a helper, but it's not suitable for Adam. So that compatibility also comes into play right from creation. And Adam, when Adam, is it he or she? Okay, it should be a he. When Adam saw Eve, what did Adam say? This is bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh. So there was what? Compatibility. So there is a need for you as a young man, as a young woman, to consider this aspect of compatibility, especially spiritual compatibility. You talked about purpose compatibility, vision compatibility. We also talk about financial compatibility, as I heard Abonge talking the other time. So are you saying that somebody who is rich cannot get married to a poor lady, or a lady who is very rich cannot get married to a poor man? What are you thinking about financial compatibility?
Definitely, that is not the concept of financial compatibility.
Okay.
Financial compatibility is all about you both understanding how you all use your finances, be it the man being the breadwinner or the woman being the breadwinner, but you both come to an understanding that, okay, these are our sources of income, or this is our source of income, and this is how we intend using it. This portion for the work of God, this portion for the family, this for other things. So that's what financial compatibility is. It's not all about a man being rich and he's unable to get married to a poor lady, that we are not financially compatible. No, that is not the idea of financial compatibility.
What about mental or academic compatibility? How do you think that a PhD holder can a PhD holder really get married to maybe somebody who has never seen the four walls of primary school or secondary school? I don't know if that possibility exists in this generation, in this world.
Okay, I would like to say something.
Well, let me ask you in particular, Laura. By the grace of God, you have a certain level of education. So, can you get married to somebody who has never been to school?
Okay, that's actually a very hard question for me.
Okay.
But I would like to say that marriage is not all about academics. We are not going to be discussing academics in the home. But now, if there is understanding, because there are people who have not seen the four walls of the classroom, but yet they are educated, because education is not classroom. Education should not be displayed a normal school. It's not. And so there are people that they are mentors who have gone to school and they are unable to reason like somebody who is immature.
So they have gone to school,
go through them. Yeah, that is common.
Let me come to you, Manta. You know, you are in university, and you are intelligent, and you are beautiful, and you have purpose, you have vision, you have dreams. So do you think that because you just need a husband, you just stumble on a guy who cannot match up to your level of education? And what do you think about academic compatibility?
about going to school. There are babies in school.
Wow.
There are babies that are adopted. But you can see a man who has not gone to school but is mature enough to take care of a home.
Wow.
So I would reason and look at the man's maturity before entering marriage with the man.
Wow. So, you know, academic portfolio is important, but it doesn't cancel the fact that you can still be compatible with somebody who has no academic profile. Because marriage goes beyond the four walls of the classroom. It goes beyond advanced level. It goes beyond degree. It goes beyond masters. It goes beyond doctorate and whatsoever. So it's about understanding. I'm happy that we have ladies who are, you know, educated and they're in universities, and they can speak from this perspective because they are kingdom ladies. Because I know women who are out there in the world who are not born again, they will think something different. But having people who are children, their approach will be different. Now let's move on to Shama. Maybe you have something else to talk about what young people should consider in choosing a life partner so they don't make the mistakes that others are making.
I also think young people should consider the aspect of a relationship with God. Because many people seek to find God about marriage when they've not even seen or understood the voice of God. Yeah. So it's when the men are coming and when the women are coming and they start saying, Jesus, who is my wife, who is my husband?
They start going for 1 month retreat, 2
weeks. They have not understood the voice of God. So even when God is talking, they don't know that this is God talking.
Okay.
And they'll make errors now into choosing the life partner, and also their emotions have already clouded their mind. Yeah. Many of them already have this fixed girl. Maybe that's not what God is saying.
Or this fixed
but
boy.
You start praying and
this fixed boy. Or this fixed boy. Because I don't want you to think that it's only the boys that have this fixed girl.
And you start praying and you start seeing that sister in your dream and you feel like this sister, but your emotions.
Or your husband, or your boy in your dream.
Your emotions alone can give you dreams. Your emotions alone can give you visions.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, I think what she says is very important. If you're a young brother, you're a young sister, you're out there, or you're single out there, you can build a relationship with God such that you can hear God in other aspects of your life. Don't think that when it comes to marriage, you will hear God. Because most of the times you see Christians, especially young people, when they come to the age of marriage, they say they're still waiting for God's will for their life. And it's like God's will for their lives is only in the area of marriage. What about purpose? What about your career? What about you doing evangelism? What about you helping the community? What about you contributing to nation building? What about you impacting your world? You can't hear God in those other aspects. When it comes to marriage, you want to have one month of all night.
You cannot hear God.
You cannot hear God in finance, in giving, in paying your tithes, in giving your offerings. You don't hear God in that domain. When it comes to marriage, you want to hear God. When it comes to marriage, you have to be careful. Well, I think the point she's saying, we are not pushing aside, but it's important for young people to also consider, you know, developing a relationship with God, you know, so that they can know God's will for their lives in other aspects. And when it comes to choosing a life partner, that will be little or no challenge for you. Now, you talked about emotional cloud. I want to say something about the emotional cloud. Okay. You know, you're a young brother and you are thinking about marriage. You're a single man, you're thinking about marriage. You've surrounded yourself with so many ladies. And you already have an emotional tie with so many ladies, with Geraldine, with Mirabelle, with Vanella, with Emanuela, with Susanella, and all of them. And you know, automatically, emotionally, you are unstable. Because you are bonded to Emanuela, you are bonded to Mirabelle, you are bonded to Daniela, you are bonded to Veronica. And when it comes to knowing who to settle on, it becomes a problem. And even when it comes to hearing God, you cannot hear God clearly because your mind is clouded. Same with the sister. You know, you are building emotional ties on social media, on WhatsApp, on Twitter, on Imo, on Instagram, and all. What are the other platforms that the young girls build? TikTok. You can hear them saying, but not these ones. They are just speaking the mind of fellow ladies out there. But whatsoever, you must be careful with the emotional ties you are building out there because it can land you in the quagmire of confusion where you will not be able to discern or to hear God clearly when it comes to the area of marriage. I don't know if you have come across ladies or by experience you found yourself or other ladies in a situation where they have that emotional cloud around them.
definitely it happens. It's a general perspective. It definitely happens because
right.
you know a woman is a flower and she will definitely attract not one.
A woman is a flower.
Yeah, she will
So
definitely
is it
not
rose
attract
flower? Is it hibiscus flower?
Beautiful flower she is.
All right.
And so she will definitely attract so many people. But now the only thing is at that point it's all left for, like she said, if you have a personal relationship with God and you have a focus, because that's not the only thing they want from you is just to exploit you and
because
nothing
people
more.
should not make men to be running away now from our sisters.
No, what I mean is
men
at the tender age.
I think even some ladies can also be distractions to some men. Well, let's not get into that fight for now.
Yeah.
Click the like button. So Shama, I know after this show you're also going to take a chance there in at the technical.
There's a lot of strife in the marriage.
Yeah.
And you see mistakes start happening. Maybe the man did not settle for a woman who has a child.
Okay.
And now coming to discover afterwards, it causes issues. Also, the other aspect.
But don't you think the lady opening up, she was afraid that if she opens up, maybe finally she may not get married?
Obviously going to discover it. So it's better telling him now for him to make a decision than hiding.
Wow.
It's good to be very honest, to be free. Imagine you hiding in your marriage. You are with somebody for the rest of your life.
I thought that you were just attacking the ladies out there. You know, I'm also protecting you because I don't want the ladies to raise their hands against you people, and I don't want the men to raise their hands against you people at the end of this. So with the things that you have been through and the things that you want to accomplish, because most of the time some ladies or some men, they cover up things that they are planning to do in the future, or they cover some aspects of their past, and it's only manifesting in the home. Well, we know that there are some things in us that can only manifest as days goes by. But the things that you know, as you open the cupboard where the skeletons are before they are discovered, and it becomes a bone of contention in the marriage. Laura, back to you.
Okay, I would like to add that should I say relationship, it's not a parent's store to please anybody.
Okay.
The only person you want to make sure you are working in accordance to his will is God.
Okay.
And so one of the mistakes.
So what about, so are you saying that parents who have labored to send their children to school, they have invested money, they have done a lot of sacrifices, parents who should have traveled out, who should have been riding in cars, they did not ride in cars, they did not eat good food, they did not even live in good houses because they wanted their girl children to be educated and bring them maybe a president, maybe a general, maybe a minister, a senator, and whatsoever. Then the lady is just coming to the house, maybe with one brother who is just a carpenter, not just a carpenter, one brother who is a carpenter or a truck pusher, or maybe a petty businessman, and saying that it is the will of God. How do you expect, these parents to swallow this pill? Just put yourself in their shoes.
Indeed, it's a hard pill to take, but it doesn't change the fact that when it has to do with God, everything, every other thing, like, needs to stay aside.
Okay.
They need to lay low for God's will to prevail. And so in such
Laura,
a scenario,
there are parents watching. Are you?
Definitely. I also have parents,
okay.
and I believe.
I know, and maybe they are watching also at this show. So
it's difficult. Like I earlier said, it's not easy to take.
Okay.
But when your child brings such a scenario, as a parent, if you know God, go to God in prayer.
Laura, hold your peace. Maybe Manta can say something contrary to what you're saying. Manta, the mic is yours.
I believe.
Did you understand the question I asked?
Yes, I understood.
Yeah, just imagine what that parent has gone through. Those parents have gone through. Then a sister will just come up with the will of God. And that will of God is not the ideal dream of your parents.
I think
and the Bible says you should honor your parents.
Yes, that's very true.
The Bible says you should obey your parents.
I think your only limit should be the voice of God.
Okay.
If God has told you so, God will tell your parents. It's just a matter of time. There's nothing impossible.
And my parents cannot hear God.
If your parents cannot hear God, God will use a means. God is a God of, He does impossible. He makes impossible possible. Go to Him and pray. I had a lot of sisters actually in this scenario. Them telling their parents that this is the man for me, and they refuse. And they go back and pray. And God Himself, the parents come up to them and say, you can now get married to the man. It means God has been working in the back. Just trust God. He has said His word. He will not fail. His word is yes and amen.
So are you saying that parents don't have a say in choosing a life partner? So your mother, your father should not decide who you should get married to, Laura?
Definitely they should not decide. They shouldn't decide for me.
Shama, what do you think?
I think your parents' opinion will make you cultivate the mindset of putting this particular person in here.
Okay.
Yes, even if God did not say this, there's some ability or there's some characteristics and attitudes in that person that will be matching to what your parents want for you.
Okay.
It cannot just be in the contrary. Maybe the financial status may not be the same, but the person's personality is matching to what your parents want for you.
Okay.
So there's some aspects in your parents' desire that can come from your husband.
Well, nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, I think in another episode we are going to come to answer this question: should parents be the ones to choose spouses for their sons or daughters? I think that would be a good bone of contention in another episode on this same platform. Well, let's kill the elephant at this level. So let's come back, Laura.
Okay, and I would like to add to one of the mistakes, and that is love. You know, love.
Maybe before you talk about love, I think parents, what we are saying here is not that you can't advise your children.
No, they can't.
You can't caution them or put them on track. But remember that though you are their parents, you are not their creator. Though you are their parents, you are not their God. Though you are their parents, you don't design their purpose, you don't design their destiny. You're only a steward, you're only a caretaker, you're only a facilitator. So your role as a parent is to collaborate with God to usher your daughter or your son to the choice God has ordained for their lives. I think we can let it cool at this level.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to say that one of the mistakes that young people commit is they feel that love is the center of marriage.
Oh, I have fallen in love. I am mad for love. I am crazy for love. How do you used to say? How do you used to say it? Just use a statement you used to use.
I am so in love.
I am so in love.
I am in love.
Okay. All right, don't bother. Well, you want to hear their own. We also want to hear your own out there. But hold your peace. Back to you.
Okay, so like I was saying, love isn't what we are trying to say. Is not like love is not important. Love is very important, but it is not the fundamental for marriage. Yes, and the mistake we young people do make is when we love this person, we feel that there is nothing that can alter that love. And
there are some young people that they are confused between love and infatuation, between love and lust, and the love that makes people mad. Yes, I'm crazy for him, such that you cannot reason again. You can't think objectively. You can't listen to advice. You can't act in the light of God's will in the name of love. Be careful with that love.
Question that love.
And the people who fall in love, they should be careful how they fall, because it can be very deep. Well, let me not. Manta, maybe you have something to say.
About love.
Well, about love or about.
She has said it all. She has said everything. I also believe that the aspect of building yourself as a single person is very, very important before entering marriage.
All right.
It's not just entering
self-development,
self-development,
capacity building.
Building your capacity is very, very important. You don't just want to enter as a woman. You cannot just enter marriage without learning how to cook, how to take care of the home, how to be a caregiver.
Say it again. Say it again.
As a woman. You can't just enter the home without developing the ability to be a caregiver, also a provider, and a mother.
A cook.
Caregiver is also a cook.
Okay, cook. All right. Now I want you to emphasize because some ladies that
it's very, very important.
Some ladies that cook here, you know, the onions will be this way, the salt will be this way, maybe Maggi on top, pepper under, then oil in the middle.
There's this famous slogan that the way to a man's heart is his stomach. So it's very, very important to know how to cook very well and build the home. As a man, you need to be matured enough, mentally, physically, and spiritually, because a man is the head of the home, and the woman is the helper. So it's very, very important for the man to build himself. Okay. Very well.
Well, as she rightly says, as a woman, capacity building, learn how the home functions.
Yeah.
Don't just say you want to get married. You are a young girl. You've never known how to change the diapers of a child. You don't know how to wear diapers of a child. You want to get married. You don't know how to. You have senior sisters and brothers around you who have children. Children are crying. You don't know how to go and give a helping hand to carry those children. Tomorrow you have your own children that will be crying the whole night. You will not call your mother to come and carry that child for you.
There's also the aspect of building your, like having a fundamental plan on your purpose.
Yeah.
You don't just want to enter marriage and you say, maybe I'm a singer and you have not written any song. You enter marriage with a lot of commitments. You start giving back, that things you will not be able to, future plans will not be able to be accomplished when you enter marriage. You're supposed to start, your husband joins you in the purpose. Or even if you don't have a vision, have a dream that you're entering marriage to accomplish. Some people just enter marriage with nothing. They just want to be housewives and sit in the house.
They want to be Mrs.
Yes, Mrs.
And that's why you say housewife, and that's why they are just married to the house and not to the husband, because they are housewives. Not the husband's wife, but the housewife. You see, there's a problem. Okay, well, let's keep it whether it's husband's wife or housewife, but don't be a lady that you are married to the house and not married to the husband. Don't be the housewife, be the husband's wife, and be the mother of the children.
Also create impact in the world.
Create impact in the world, Laura.
And it's both sides, please, because we kept emphasizing on the woman. Let's balance it. Even as a man, it's important that you should also develop yourself.
No, she mentioned immaturity. She didn't mention.
No, because she gave most examples there towards the women.
All right.
That's why.
No, the men should learn how to be generous. To take care of loved ones and show themselves responsible. There's some men that just think that they are just lazy, not doing anything. They just believe in the Bible. Say he who finds a wife finds a good things and obtains favor. So the favor they're thinking of is that woman who already has money, has a plot, has a house. That's the favor that will come. Brother, you are deceiving yourself. That favor is still very far from you.
There are men
so
who don't
prove
even
yourself
know how to
responsible.
They don't know how to assist in the house.
Bring your scale to the studio. Let's balance.
That's what we want to do now. So let's make it doesn't only apply to the man. Even as a woman, you should be able to know. It doesn't only apply to the woman. Even as a man, you should be able to know how to take care of your home. I'm sure before you got married to her, you were actually living on your own. So you should be able to do that.
There's some men who just grew up from their father's homes and just went into marriage.
Also,
and some ladies.
The basic tips of home care. The baby cannot be carrying, the wife is in the kitchen and you are just there, you're not doing anything, you cannot help to carry the baby. You need to be responsible as a man too.
That's right. Wow, you have to be responsible. We have heard.
Okay.
Brothers, we have heard. You have to be responsible. But nevertheless, what we are just saying is that in order to choose to make the right choice in marriage, I think this point is coming to say that you must also be the right choice. That we are looking for the best wife and you are not being the best husband. You are looking for the best husband, you are not being the best wife. You are not working on your car, your physique, you are not working on your body, you are not working on yourself, you are not working on your spiritual life, you are not working on your plans, purpose, as she earlier mentioned, and all of that. But you just want a man who is successful, and you yourself, you are not successful. I think, ladies and gentlemen, listen back to these wonderful ladies who are here with us to bring this wonderful broadcast to you. Maybe they have their last words for you for this show, not their last words.
You know, social media, just like abuse, it also destroys. So many,
but not this platform, not RGTV platform.
Definitely. So many people are carried away by the publicity of people's relationship online. By the way, look at the way they are flaunting themselves online, and that is what you want to have.
The social media and the TV does not post everything about the couple.
Very true.
When you watch couples, they are at the beach and they are somewhere with yaourt or ice cream and all of that. You think that's what makes marriage. They have not posted the time that they almost broke the TV. They have not posted the time that they were sleeping apart. They have not posted the aspect where they were not talking together. Where they were like cats and dogs in that same house. They did not post that aspect on social media. We are not saying that you should not copy what is put on social media, but be careful with all what you see on the social media. Marriage is beyond what you see out there.
Definitely.
I believe also taking your time to study yourself, communication.
Okay.
Communication is very, very important. Before entering marriage, you need to know the person's purpose, aligning to your purpose also. Talk about number of children, a lot of things to talk about, aptitude and a lot of things. It's very, very important.
So she says you should study and have a PhD in studying people before you get married.
That's not it.
Laura,
That was
study by observation,
so I will study
by
chemistry,
communication.
I will study biology, I will study accounting, come again and study human beings.
Well, people can actually cohabit together.
Cohabit.
Sorry. Get married.
Get married. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this junction, we are calling it quit for this talk show. And remember to like, share, and comment. It's RGTV. I'm called Johnny Bar.
Abongelora.
Mantap Shama.
And we'll bring you more from this platform in our subsequent broadcasts. Thank you. Stay connected.